It's been nearly 40 years since a major gasoline leak caused a Sioux Falls Elementary School to shut down and eventually be torn down.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Kelly Volk revisits that time by digging through our archives and talking to people who remember it.
It was 1986. The new school year was still young. When Jeff Buckmaster went to school that September day, he had no idea it would be his last time having class at the old Hayward Elementary along West 12th Street.
I remember the day it happened. We were just coming out of gym. We went down to the library and we saw you guys there, Kello.
The school would end up being evacuated that day, and the students would never return. Well, at least not for school. Buckmaster decided to do his own investigation about the incident.
After we got out of school, I kind of snuck back into the building because I was curious to find out what was going on, and it hit me in the face.
Buckmaster, a third grader at the time, smelled gasoline fumes.
It was under the foundation, and walls were starting to absorb it. So you could really smell it down in the 5th and 6th grade room.
This wasn't the first time anyone had noticed a gasoline smell, according to this KELOLAND report from September of 1986.
And I smelled gas. Not real strong, but I smelled it.
Ray Luke lives in the Hayward area and says she smelled gas in the school gym as long as 6 months ago. Administrators told her that tests turned up nothing.
Initially, the source of the gasoline leak wasn't known. One of the possibilities sat across the street, a Williams Pipeline tank farm.
This was a huge story.
Jane Andrews is the executive producer of KELOLAND Living, but during the gas leak that released thousands of gallons, she was a reporter in the KELOLAND newsroom. She was part of the team of journalists who covered this story.
It was pretty serious. 430 children were affected, plus their parents and their teachers and the staff.
As officials tried to get to the bottom of the contamination at the Hayward site, many of the displaced students went to school at Oscar Howe. Their new school day would run from 1 in the afternoon to 6 in the evening.
It's gonna make me really tired and it makes me really mad.
More community buildings would also be used to teach the Hayward kids. Williams Pipeline ended up accepting the blame for the leak and paying for the construction of a new school.
Williams Pipeline Company has accepted responsibility. I'm very gratified by their cooperative attitude.
Today, Hayward students go to school less than a mile away from where all the chaos unfolded 40 years ago. Decades later, Andrews has a different perspective on the incident than she did as a 20-something reporter.
It was the first time I was really covering an environmental impact story, so I just found it interesting. Now as a parent, I can't imagine how frightening that would have been to be told your kids are being evacuated from the school because everybody's smelling gas and we're not sure when they're going to be able to get back into the building again.
Buckmaster is writing a book about the vivid memory from his childhood. Part of his reason for sharing the story is the Hayward students.
So they know where they come from.
A piece of Sioux Falls history that lives in people's memories, old news stories, and someday in Buckmaster's book. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Kelly Volk.
Months before the school incident, a fuel leak did force a resident in the area from her home, but at the time, Williams didn't think the two were connected.
Meanwhile, when Hayward was evacuated, neighbors were told not to drink water from private wells.
Well, USD softball made history over the weekend. Hear more from the Coyotes up next in sports.